What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we here checking out some Finnish trucking. We got Finnish trucking. It's cooler than you think. I always find it interesting. I like trucking just because this year, I'm going to take that time out to learn how to dispatch. I don't want to get my CDL. I don't want to drive and stuff like that, but I do want to dispatch and, help some truckers get some loads and stuff and do that on the side. I feel like that would help me to be able to travel everywhere too, make some extra money to be able to actually travel and still be able to kind of do that being away from home. So that would be cool. But we checking out some of these Finnish trucks. Y'all hit that subscribe button. I did check out some, I know for sure. I think it was just Scandinavia. It was Scandinavia trucking video, but we here now. Let's check it out.
Finland is a Nordic country located in Northern Europe with a population of around 5.5 million people. As one of the most sparsely populated countries in Europe, over 2/3 of the land is covered by forests and lakes, making for some beautiful natural scenery. Those most acquainted with this beautiful scenery might just be the estimated 25,000 truck drivers who make their home in the country. From the bustling streets of Helsinki to the endless taiga of Lapland, the undefeatable force that is Finland's truckers are responsible for holding together the loose strings of the country's economy. Welcome to the 5th episode of Trucking World, Finland.
Trucking World.
Finland currently has the 18th largest road network in the world, with a total size of 454,000 kilometers, only 17% of which is paved. The minority of roads composed of asphalt are incredibly high quality, as the nation puts a lot of time and effort into their maintenance. Finland has two separate classes of highway, Class 1 and Class 2. Class 1 roads are intended to be the main thoroughfare between large cities, and can be anywhere from 2 to 6 lanes in size, depending on proximity to an urban center. Class 2 roads are built to connect regional centers and smaller cities to the network, with almost all of them being 2 lanes in width.
And see, I stay in a small town. I would say, unless you get on a highway, all of ours are pretty much Class 2. But then once you hit like bigger cities, it becomes a Class 1. Class 2, I ain't gonna lie, I hate driving by the trucks on the Class 2 road because I feel like ours are a little thinner. Thing is, you do get to see a lot of nature and stuff, though. You do.
Regional centers and smaller cities to the network, with almost all of them being narrow. 2 lanes in width. Regional roads exist below both of the previous classifications, and exist mostly to connect small towns as well as to create alternate routes between cities. Connecting roads serve mostly to join rural population centers to larger roads, and local roads, the smallest classification in Finland's network, can often be gravel or dirt, and connect the most remote of the country's population. On the highways, trucks are generally limited to a maximum speed limit of 80 kilometers an hour, though this is sometimes lowered in the winter months due to weather conditions.
And when I tell you these truckers, I remember it snowed down here. The trucker, I think it was a guy. Yeah, he was a trucker. He was a trucker. He stayed in my neighborhood. He was just like, "Oh, you'll be all right." He was like, "You can drive on this." Like, when you're a trucker, you just know all the situations. Like, you have to drive through all these different types of weather. And one thing truckers know, if you can drive in that snow, you can drive in that rain, if you can drive any weather, any condition on that road, as long as you got some good tires, you'll be all right for certain things. But then there's certain things, certain times, you got to pull over and, just wait it out.
An hour. Though this is sometimes lowered in the winter months due to weather conditions. Alternate roads have differing speed limits depending on the area, such as a 60 km/h limit on large city streets, and a 30 km/h limit in residential areas.
That's surprising.
As a European nation, it's no surprise that most trucks on Finnish roads come from European manufacturers, such as Scania, DAF, Volvo, MAN, Mercedes, and Iveco. Finland's own Sisu-branded trucks can be found here as well, though they're considerably less common than many competitor brands.
What is Sisu? Because I have somebody, they told me to check out a movie that's coming out based in Finland called Sisu or something like that. I seen the trailer, I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't do a reaction to it, but it's on some John Wick Equalizer type of stuff. It looked like a very interesting. But that word, I see it a lot. I've seen it somewhere else too, Sisu.
Considering Finland's status as a Scandinavian country, Scania trucks are the most popular here, many of which are beautifully maintained with abundant exterior modifications such as lights, horns, or paint colors.
Oh,
While this
nice.
is done mostly for aesthetic purposes, in the winter months these bright colors and lights show their functionality, as they stand out against the omnipresent Finnish snow and help other drivers to be aware of the truck's presence. Manufacturing is a large facet of Finland's economy, producing items such as electronics, machinery, vehicles, wooden products, and chemicals. While all of these industries require trucks in order to export products, the forestry sector is arguably the most reliant on these Nordic beasts. Logging trucks are a common occurrence in the country, more so in the north than in the south. These trucks are some of the most robust in the nation and can haul over 80 metric tons worth of wood in a single trip. As logging operations generally function in remote areas, these truckers are tasked with a lot of rural driving down some pretty narrow dirt roads. In the winter, when these roads...
I couldn't imagine driving on a road like this. That is insane.
Tasked with a lot of rural driving down some pretty narrow dirt roads. In the winter, when these roads are covered in snow, there is an additional layer of challenge and danger, as many of these roads can take hours to conquer, being dozens of kilometers in length. Finland's main exporting economic partners are Germany, Sweden, the United States, the Netherlands, and China. For other EU nations, much of freight is transported via truck, while the United States relies mostly on sea transport to receive their goods. The average salary for a Finnish truck driver is 45,682 euros, or 48,166 US dollars per year, placing the country 11th best in the world for trucker salary.
That's not bad, but I did hear, I guess that's the difference for working for a company versus driving your own truck. Then again, a lot goes into it. Dang, I wish I can break y'all down, because I want to show y'all that I'm really interested in starting a trucking business. Really, I want to do dispatching first. You know, I thought about getting trucks and stuff like that. That was a goal, but I was like, that responsibility and stuff like that, and just some stories I heard, I think it'll be safe for me to just dispatch first and just do it that way first, until like I can make a good enough money and establish myself in the business with experience and stuff. But that's not bad. But like, I've seen people, if you got your own truck, you can pretty much dispatch yourself and stuff too here in the States. But say for instance, you have your own company, you might have some drivers that drive with you type of thing. You might have you own 2-3 trucks, and you got some friends that got their CDL want to drive. You could pretty much make that 40, 50K probably in a couple of months. Not even gonna lie. Not even like for the whole year. You can make that in a couple of months here in the States. You just gotta, I've seen people, they work 6 months on and take off 6 months, and they're able to make a living still for their, it's a good business, a lot of driving, but it's good. Then of course, all that goes into truck, cause you still gotta think of insurance, gas, maintenance, all these different things apply in. Another main thing too is age. Like, being young is good until you got to get insurance, especially here in the States. I remember my insurance $200-300 just to drive. Why? Because I'm a high risk driver. I'm young. I'm a high risk driver. But once I turn 25 and above, that's when, pay a cheap price on insurance, because they're like, hey, now you at that age. But I want to say with trucking, it might be 25-30, where it's like you seem like more of an experienced driver at the age you have to be. But I just know when you're young and driving, doing anything, you're finna pay a high insurance for sure, because you're a risk.
Within the country, regular semi-trucks are limited to a total length of 16.5 meters, a total height of 4.2 meters, and a total gross weight of 48 metric tons. Right. However, for trucks featuring more than one trailer, these limits increase to 25.25 meters in length and a weight limit of 60 tons. Though again, this weight limit is variable depending on the number of axles, and there are plenty of Finnish trucks which carry more than this. Finland also allows large abnormal loads, which can vary wildly in terms of weight and length, each one requiring a permit from the Finnish government in order to operate. Finland allows truckers to drive a maximum of 9 hours per day, though this can be extended to 10 hours 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Each day they must take 11 hours of rest time between their shifts, and cannot accumulate more than 56 hours of driving time per week, or 90 hours of driving time over the course of 2 weeks.
That's good, because I know here drivers, they're on the road. Because here you go state to state, and when I tell you how far these states are from each other, they're very far here in the United States. Just state to state is very far, depending on where you're at. I'm right by Oklahoma. Oklahoma is like an hour, but that's just like a certain part of Oklahoma. To get in like the major towns of Oklahoma, it's like 4 or 5 hours. But I know drivers, they be on the road for like 20, 30 hours, 20, 30 hours there. Like probably driving from Texas to freaking Ohio or something, or Utah or something. And they're on the road a long time. They are. That's why I couldn't drive. I can't be on the road that long.
Most Finnish truck drivers face has to do with the weather. As a Nordic country, Finland's winters can be long and harsh, with excessive snow and ice that makes driving a more dangerous activity. In addition, the sun sets earlier in more northern regions, so a lot of driving is done in the dark. Usually, speed limits are slowed a bit during bad weather to give drivers more time to react on the road, at least until snowplows can come along and clear the snow. Finland's snow removal system is pretty efficient, and while sometimes the weather can cause traffic delays, these are usually cleared up quickly. Finland owes a lot to the thousands of men and women who pilot trucks on their roads, and whether they're driving down a snowy lane to a logging facility or hurtling down the urban highways of Helsinki, all Finnish truck drivers deserve our gratitude and respect for the job they do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Wow, that's trucking. I'm gonna have to check these out. This is a good channel right here. This is a good channel to learn some different things about trucking as well. Like I said, do plan to start dispatching. I think that would be fun, be cool. You know, to I only learn a little bit more about trucking and do that and learn a new skill, but being able to have the money. I'm darn a traveler. I plan to travel to Finland one of these days. Plan to go all around Europe. So, but I enjoyed this. I hope y'all did too. If you have some more information about some trucking, hey, let me know, man. I'm interested. Like I said, that's something I'm gonna pick up, especially this year for this year end. So probably work to start getting my own dispatching company probably next year type of thing. But learning it and all that stuff be this year. But that's all I have. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.